Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Carl Jung. Think about it. How many times have you lost your peace because of someone else's words or actions? Maybe it was a careless remark, a look that carried judgment, or a betrayal you never saw coming. In those moments, it feels as though another person holds the key to your emotions, as if your calm depends on how they choose to treat you. But what if you could reach a point where no one has the power to disturb your inner balance, where anger no longer takes control of you, and hurt no longer defines your response? This is exactly what Carl Jung discovered, the secret to never getting angry or hurt by anyone. He understood that irritation and pain are not truly caused by others, they are mirrors, reflections of something hidden within ourselves. Every time someone stirs a reaction in us, they are unknowingly showing us a part of our own shadow, the unacknowledged side of our psyche that still waits to be understood. Jung's insight was not about suppressing anger or pretending not to feel pain. It was about transforming those moments into self-awareness, and through that awareness, achieving a state of emotional freedom. Imagine living with a mind so steady that no insult can shake it, no rejection can wound it, no manipulation can control it. That is the kind of inner strength Jung invites us to build. In this video, I'll walk you through this powerful understanding, showing you how to recognize the hidden source of your emotions and how to turn every irritation into a lesson about yourself. Because once you see the truth, anger and hurt lose their grip on you, and you begin to rise above the chaos of other people's behavior. If you're ready to step into that power and protect your inner calm, stay with me. And make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we dive deep into Jung's wisdom to give you the tools to master your own mind. Why do we really get angry? At first glance, it always feels like the problem is out there. Someone insulted us, disrespected us, ignored us, or pushed a button we didn't even know we had. But Jung would tell you that anger rarely comes from the outside. It comes from the inside, from what he called the shadow. The shadow is the part of ourselves that we reject, deny, or bury deep down because it feels uncomfortable, shameful, or even unacceptable. It's the side of us that we don't want others to see, and often we don't even want to admit it to ourselves. Yet, here's the paradox. What we repress in ourselves doesn't disappear. Instead, it hides beneath the surface and shows up in disguise, projected onto the people around us. Suddenly, we find ourselves irritated, triggered, or enraged, not because of who they truly are, but because they've unknowingly awakened something unresolved within us. This is the raw truth of why anger burns so fiercely. Imagine, for example, someone who gets unreasonably angry at another person's arrogance. On the surface, they will insist, "I can't stand arrogant people." But deep down, their fury isn't just about the other person. It comes from their own unacknowledged arrogance, a hidden part of themselves they've refused to face. Maybe as a child, they were scolded for being too proud, told to stay humble, told that showing confidence was wrong. So now, whenever they see arrogance in someone else, it hits a nerve. It doesn't just annoy them, it hurts them, because it reminds them of a part of themselves they've locked away. This is the essence of Jung's insight. Anger is rarely about the external event. It is about the mirror the world holds up to us. The moment you grasp this, you hold the first key to freedom. The first secret to never being controlled by anger is simple but profound. Recognize that what irritates you in others is often a reflection of yourself. Instead of reacting blindly, ask, what part of me is being touched right now? What am I unwilling to see in myself? This shift changes everything. The world stops being your enemy and instead becomes your teacher. Every annoying person, every arrogant colleague, every rude stranger suddenly becomes a mirror showing you something about yourself. And the more you learn to look honestly into that mirror, the less power anger has over you. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending to be unaffected. It's about understanding where those emotions truly come from. And once you understand, you don't need to fight. You don't need to lash out. You don't even need to defend yourself. You simply see the trigger for what it is, a reflection, not a threat. This is how Jung teaches us to step beyond anger, not by controlling the outside world, but by illuminating the inner world. True freedom from anger begins when you realize that the problem is not the world outside, but the way your inner world reacts to it. Carl Jung's first piece of practical advice is self-observation. Instead of asking, "Why did this person do this to me?" train yourself to ask, "Why did this affect me so deeply?" This single shift in perspective turns every provocation into a mirror reflecting something hidden within. Try a simple exercise. Whenever you feel that surge of irritation, pause and write down the question, "What wound inside me did this touch?" At first, you may resist, because the ego hates admitting vulnerability. But over time, you'll notice a pattern. The things that trigger you always point to unhealed parts of yourself. And here lies the second step, accepting your shadow. Jung reminds us that as long as we deny the darker aspects of our personality, we remain slaves to them. You cannot free yourself from anger while pretending you are only calm, kind, or virtuous. The parts of you that are jealous, proud, insecure, or resentful don't disappear just because you hide them. They become shadows that grow more powerful in secret. When you finally accept them, when you look them in the eye without shame, you take back control. And suddenly, no insult has power over you, because you are no longer fighting with yourself. Jung said it clearly, when you accept your shadow, no insult can control you. Imagine how liberating that is. Someone mocks you, yet you feel no sting, because the wound they tried to poke has already been acknowledged and healed within. The third step is transformation. Instead of wasting your energy in explosive reactions or silent resentment, you redirect it. Anger is energy, raw, fiery, and powerful, and if you learn to harness it, it can fuel growth instead of destruction. Think of a person who constantly provokes you. Instead of falling into the trap of reaction, let that frustration drive you to uncover your weak points and strengthen them. If someone's arrogance annoys you, use it as a reminder to confront your own pride. If someone's criticism wounds you, let it push you to build unshakable self-confidence. In this way, the very triggers that once controlled you become tools for your evolution. Slowly, you will notice a profound change. Situations that used to drain you now energize you. People who once irritated you now reveal lessons, and insults that once pierced you now glance off like harmless echoes. This is not about suppressing emotions nor about pretending to be untouchable. It is about understanding yourself so deeply that no one can reach inside you without your permission. And once you embody this practice, you become what Jung envisioned. A person whose peace is untouchable because it is rooted in self-knowledge, shadow acceptance, and conscious transformation. In the end, what we've uncovered is simple yet life-changing. Anger does not truly come from the outside world, but from the shadow within us that we refuse to face. The secret to never being disturbed by others is not about controlling people or situations, but about awareness, acceptance, and transformation. Becoming conscious of your shadow, embracing it instead of denying it, and then turning that raw energy into growth rather than reaction. As Jung reminded us, the most dangerous things are not outside us, but the shadows we refuse to face within us. And that is the ultimate key. When you face your shadow, no one can hurt you. You stop being a prisoner of anger and start becoming the master of your own peace.